I got this frame with a print inside in a thrift shop, and it had a glass. We removed that because it's gonna be an oil painting, so we don't need it. But I just fell in love with both. Like, the actual frame is gorgeous. I'm not even gonna paint it. I love it. And I also loved this inside framing, like this not just being a square but having this like ornamental shape, and this part too. So I have this idea of what I'm gonna do with these. I think I'm gonna do like a sample of the color palette, very like graphic design looking, of the painting that is gonna be here. I feel like it's very portrait-like. Maybe I will have some portrait kinda. I'm not sure what I'm gonna paint specifically, but I do know I want to paint this part. I don't want it to be this printed pattern. I want it to be maybe black with something. Maybe I can draw on it as well. Not sure, but I do know I'm gonna paint these first black, then see if I'm gonna add something. And I'm gonna gesso this panel so that I can paint it. And I have to take the measurements so I can start sketching and thinking what I'm gonna do. So for this part, I'm gonna mix some gesso with some purple acrylic paint using a palette knife. And then I'm gonna use this big brush. This is the one I usually use for gessoing my painting surfaces. So I'm gonna use this, while this to clean. I'm gonna do, this surface is not canvas or wood. It's whatever came in the back of the frame, probably cardboard. So I do want it to make it sturdy. So I'm gonna do 3 or 4 layers of gesso. So it's gonna take a while because I have to let it dry in between the layers. So let's get working. already dry. You can see it's not gonna move anywhere. So I'm going to varnish it so I can make space for the next one. So I'm gonna put it here. For varnishing, I use Gambar Gloss from Gambling. So I'm gonna be using that. I used to pour this directly to the painting, but I realized it's much better to pour it on some container. I'm gonna use just a plastic cup and then just submerge the paintbrush and do it, and do 1 or 2 thin layers in contrast to just pouring it and having it gets, I don't know, it gets more patchy when you pour it, even though it's more like satisfying than when you do it this way. So that's what I'm gonna do. And for that I use this brush that it's for varnishing. As you can see, it's a varnish brush from Gambar. This, I believe it's a collaboration of Gambling and Treacle, so 2 brands that I love. So I'm gonna use that. And my varnishing plastic cup. Just a little bit, you really don't need much. This protects the painting, it gives it a gloss finish. It also kind of like, when you paint with oils like I do, it has different levels of shyness in different parts of the painting, also depending on the layers and stuff. And this kind of unifies that glare and gives you like the one tone. And it also makes colors a little bit more saturated and vibrant. And since paintings don't, oil paintings don't use glass, this also gives it that glass gloss finish when you frame it and hang it, which is what I'm going to do when this is dry, which won't take more than like half an hour. I just ordered a frame for this painting. I wasn't going to, it was supposed to be like a study, but I really liked how it came out, so I'm going to frame it. The frame will arrive in a couple of days, and I'll show you how it looks when it's framed. When it dries, I'm gonna sign it and put it somewhere safe until the frame gets here, and then I'm probably gonna hang it somewhere in my house until I either sell it or show it somewhere, or maybe won't even put it for sale or show. That was my cat. Anyways, this is ready. I'm gonna let it dry. So I just finished painting the mat for this painting. Let me show you. I used matte gallery black acrylic. Here it is what I got left. And I painted all the mat except of the gold part. Tried to be as neat as I could, but it's not perfect. And here's the frame, and here's where I'm going to paint on with the gesso. So I'm thinking, this is upside down, I'm thinking I'm gonna do like kind of a gradient of the color palette over here, and then I'm gonna do the actual painting inside there, which I still don't know what's going to be. But for now, I'm gonna let the black acrylic finish drying. And in the meantime, I'm going to work in this tattoo design that I've been commissioned to, and I still have like 20 days, but I might as well finish it now. So I'm gonna work on it. So she loves knitting, that's like her passion and hobby. So she wants to represent herself with a shepherdess girl, kind of drawn in my style, but inspired in like Renaissance old fine art paintings. And then she wants this like framed in an Art Nouveau frame, but like instead of the classic ornamental ones, more like organic one with some like elements of nature, like flowers and leaves and stuff like that. And she wants this vertical because it's going to go in her, like on her bicep. So yeah, I think that's cool. And I'm gonna start thinking about it, sketching, getting references, and get it going.
One thing that you can, you hit him and then get back.
Your boss said she could take down a firm like ours pretty quickly.
She was on.
Hello, I still have to clean this mirror with some Windex, so don't judge me. But I wanted to show you, I'm about to tattoo. And as you can see, this is not my usual space. Last night we came in and we moved to this new space. It's really close from the other one, but it's much bigger. It has 4 windows. There's my paintings. It's a bit empty still, but it's the first day. I'm really excited and I wanted to share it with you. This is the view from the windows. A lot of green and sun. So yeah, here's the tattoo station. We have a mirror that, as I said, I have to clean. Beautiful light, although you don't really need it at the moment. Printers, sink, all the materials are in here. So, all the things, supplies and stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of furniture, painting, decorating to do. But this is like its first stage, and I don't know, just wanted to share that. And now it's time to set up and tattoo. to completely finish the tattoo design of the shepherdess the other day, so I just thought I would take some time now to work on it. I think it might be a little bit too detailed for the size that she wants, because it's for her arm and it's for her bicep. I'm not sure how big her arm is, but I think I might have gone overboard. This happens to me a lot, where I get like inspired, or I'm just loving some idea and I try kind of decide to ignore the limitations of skin and focus on how I think the art would look its best. Even though I know I might have to redesign it, I just don't want to not finish this original idea, because I already love it and I already want to see it complete. So yeah, I'm gonna still send it to her when I finish and see if maybe she likes it and maybe she's willing to do it more like bigger for me to fit all the detail. And if not, I completely understand. I might have to like simplify it, especially the frame. I think that's where I went a bit crazy. But yeah, I just didn't want to leave it halfway through, because I realized I was doing too much and not finishing and seeing it how like complete. And I'm also thinking like I'm gonna definitely upload this to Redbubble, so there will be prints and stuff, but I really want to see it with color. For some reason I feel like it has so much details and elements that I feel color is what's gonna set everything apart and it might look really good. So I'm thinking of playing around with that, even though I have like this tattoo is gonna be black and white. There's no really any point in putting color other than for me to play with it, see how it looks, maybe start exploring colors for tattoo designs. I've been thinking a lot that I should incorporate more of my painting style and my colors to my tattooing practice. It's been almost a year now that I focused only on this style of like ink work and black work that I developed, but I think it might be time to push myself to incorporate more of my other colorful art style into tattooing. I'm actually offering some like free tattoos to practice and like break the ice and go back to doing some color and learning techniques. So maybe coloring this design in will help me to start thinking this way and see how tattoos with color and the line work would look like. And also just to have some cool piece of art to just put in some merch or look at or post online or whatever. Just do it, it's fun. That's why I do it really. So yeah, let's go do some drawing, some iPad design. Just got this box in the mail, which is the frame for this painting. I'm really excited because I don't really buy frames. I mean, I frame my paintings. I usually buy thrifted frames that then I paint and make a painting for the frame. Like I buy a canvas or make some kind of painting surface that will fit that frame. And this painting was just supposed to be a study and something I wasn't going to frame. I was just gonna keep locked somewhere or something, and I ended up liking it a lot. I know that's not very humble of me, but oh well, someone has to like it, right? So I will have it for sale, but I also just want to hang it in my house, maybe even in the studio. And I don't know, I thought, what the hell, I'm just gonna buy a frame and be happy and have a painting that I'm proud of hanging with a frame somewhere. And of course the frame is still in the same aesthetic that I like, so it's like gold and antique, although it's not really antique, it's just made to be and look antique. But yeah, I'm gonna open it and try to frame it and see how it goes. The frame comes with a glass because this is an oil painting. It won't have the glass, so I will just get rid of that. And yeah. Okay guys, so this is how she looks framed. It's a bit cloudy, so you can't really see the shine of the frame, but it is really nice. I really like the combo. Yeah. So I will show you really soon where we put it in the house and how it looks. So I just wanted to show you really quick how this painting that I'm gonna start original starts. This is like my thought process. Most paintings start this way. You can see there. This is how it all starts. And then I move from here to the computer where I look for references, play a bunch with Photoshop. Now I also use AI to play and collage and start making my composition. I change the light sources, colors, everything, and make kind of my reference. And then I move to the iPad here, which is what I want to do now. And here is where I make kind of like the stencil, since we're in the tattoo world, for the painting. So that's what I want to do now. And here, it's where the painting will be. Trying to do some admin work here, but so as I've told you, I've been thinking of exploring more tattooing with color, kind of like transferring my painting style into the tattoo world as well. Once upon a time I used to draw in the style that I now tattoo, and then I'll have my painting style separately. And now I want to do both things in both worlds. So both drawing on paper in my style and painting in, you know, real life. Well, real life, like not tattoo life, in my style, but also doing the same with tattooing. So tattooing both my illustration and painting style. So I've been thinking how to transfer into tattooing in this style. It definitely wasn't overnight that I could paint in my style and colors, or paint at all, honestly. And since I've been for so long now just tattooing like line work and black line work, I don't want to just like jump in and do like what I do on canvas on people. So I've been doing these designs that include like my color palettes and color, but instead of being like with transitions and big compositions and stuff like that, they're just like smaller things. And I'm making them out of like solid color shapes so that I start practicing and making tattoos that have packing color, but not blending or shading or anything of that yet. So I am doing these designs that are like simpler, as I said, with like solid shapes, and I have like a limited color palette, probably like 6 tones or 5 tones in like different colors, as I always like to do with my paintings. Like it's not like from black to white, it's more like they're all different like variations, but they're in tone order anyways, if that makes any sense. So I'm making those and I'm trying to offer them on Instagram for cheap or free or whatever, just to start like rolling with it. And now I'm gonna finish one of those designs, which is a mermaid. Let's see how it goes. And to finish a perfect day on barbecue in the garden, fall leaves. So I just got to the studio. It was kind of a, I guess, running errands kind of morning. We went to do groceries, I worked out, cleaned the house, sent something through the mail, stuff like that. So nothing interesting to tell. Now I'm in the studio. I'm gonna set up for tattooing, and I have a small cover up, so I don't think I'm gonna film the process. I'm just gonna show you the result. And yeah, let's go. Okay, so now I'm printing the stencil. This is what he's gonna get. Ignore these two. These are for a tattoo that I have a day from now, but this one is the one he's going to get. I didn't do this drawing. I just made a stencil where the white parts were more expanded because they're gonna be negative space, and you know, skin isn't like solid white. But yeah, he has like a little number tattoo. It's a 3, and it's going to go under this black part, so that's how this is gonna cover up. Here are my stencils coming out, and it's like a little poison bottle. I don't know who the artist is or where he found it, but he was very sure this is what he wanted. But yeah, this is great. This is a client that we are basically doing a bunch of tattoos on him. Okay, printer, you can shut up now. We did the lion and the skull cover up on the chest. Both of those were on this same person. So yeah, let's set up. Okay guys, so I just finished the tattoo and it's 6:30 p.m. which is kind of like early to chill out, but also kind of late to start something, especially counting with the time that it's gonna take me to go home. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go to Whole Foods, that it's like the closest store to my studio, and grab some things and go surprise Nelson, who is still tattooing. and hang out. Okay, so I'm already outside the shop that he works at. I got him some cookies from the cookie bar because he's a huge cookie fanatic, and I got myself some cheese sticks with like rolled in salami or something like that, and a coffee because I'm a coffee addict probably. And yeah, I think I'm gonna just hang out until he finishes. I'm gonna work on my iPad on some pending tattoo designs that I have, and then when he finishes, we're just gonna head home, probably watch a movie and go to bed. So I'll call it a day and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay guys, so I'm on my way to the studio right now. I have 2 clients today, but they're both coming in for like very small kind of minimalistic tattoos. They're actually both coming in for hearts, different types, but still like line shaped hearts. I don't really usually do small minimalistic tattoos. They're not my style. And also it's more than not being my style, I feel like it's tricky because the materials are the same cost, and then the driving time is the same driving time, the setting up time is the same setting up time. Like it's the same cost for something so much smaller, and therefore of course for more inexpensive, so it doesn't really make much sense most of the time. But this time a return client, and I'm gonna show you the heel tattoo as well that I did her last time, asked for one, so I wasn't going to say no to her since she's coming back. And then because I was already saying coming for a small tattoo and someone asked for another small tattoo, I was like, well, I might as well do it since I will be there anyways and I'm going anyways. So I just scheduled them back to back, and I'm gonna do that today. So yeah, let's go. I have like 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna sit up and get going. So this is the first tattoo of the day. Okay guys, so the first client just left and I have all these mess, so I'm gonna clean up and get all set up for the next tattoo. Okay guys, so I just woke up, as you can probably tell by both my face and my voice. I'm going to do exactly the same morning routine that I did yesterday and that I do most days. So I don't want to be repetitive, I'm not going to show it to you. And afterwards I have a tattoo this afternoon. It's also not very what I usually do and not very my personal style, but everything is good practice, and it's also a repeat client, so I tend not to say no to them. And it's like a crow in a kind of like I don't know how to explain it, you know, those like tribal kind of tattoos. It's some kind of that, I don't know from what culture specifically, so it's like a raven or crow in that style. I'm gonna do the stencil now really quick. It's basically just cleaning up what he sent me. So yeah, he has like a printed photo that he sent me of it. So I'm just trying to make it into something tattooable, make it a little bit thinner so that he has more negative space because it's on the rib. So just for aging purposes, for it to have more space in between, clean up some things in the reference, and yeah, that's it. And after that, I'm gonna do my morning routine, shower, lunch, and head out. So see you then. Hey guys, yesterday ended up being way harder than I thought. That tattoo that was the tribal bird that you just saw. It was a bit frustrating. This happens like once every 100 people, something like that. It's like a 1% that they have some type of skin that really doesn't like the ink. So it's very hard for it to look dark and solid. It just won't stay. I don't know how to explain it. And he also had very sensitive skin at the same time. It was the rib. So ribs are always like delicate skin and a hard spot to work on. But he also had a skin that clearly gets exposed to sun a lot and for many years. And he was also probably in his 60s, later 60s. So, plus he had that type of skin. So it was really hard. And it's also not what I do usually. It's not my style. So that's always a little bit challenging on itself. So it ended up taking me almost 7 hours to get it to look solid and dark, and hopefully it heals that way. I had to work the way I work with this type of skins, and I'm not teaching anyone, by the way. It's just the thing that works for me, is to go slower so that it doesn't overwork the skin. Text. And then just going slower so that the ink stays there, looks solid, and you don't overwork the sensitive skin. So it ended up taking me forever. But anyways, here we are. So I'm glad today is a day off from tattooing, because even my hand is kind of cramped still from yesterday. I don't know. And today I already did my morning routine. I had lunch. I did some admin work in the computer. I showered and now I'm here. So I am gonna finally work on this painting. I'm gonna mix the paints today for sure, now. And then if I still have energy, I will start painting. And I think I probably will, because I am aching to paint at this point. I usually, if I don't paint in one day, I'm okay. The second day I miss it. And the third day I start having anxiety to paint. And the fourth day is a very almost poetic pain. I need to paint. So I probably will paint a little bit. And then tomorrow I have my first my first from this time color tattoo, so it's finally happened, and that's exciting and also a little bit scary. And the day after tomorrow I have the second one, so 2 intense days of that are upcoming, and I won't be painting those 2 days, very likely. Let's see, but I don't think so. So I should probably make the most out of this day. Yeah, because then it's the weekend, and this weekend I have a lot of stuff to do. I have to go to Yatkins, that is that town that's 3 hours away from here, to get my painting back because the show is over. And there's something else on Sunday. That's Monday, I don't know. Something we have to do Sunday, so. And then Tuesday I'm back to tattooing. I have a tattoo already on Tuesday. So I should probably definitely enjoy this painting day. So yeah, come with me. So this is very difficult to do for me, but I want to make a high volume of paint mix. It's hard to do because I really don't want to like trash any paint. I always hate to have leftovers. It's painful, they're expensive, they don't last long, but at the same time I do paint thick, so I do use a lot of paint, and it happens that me trying to save paint, I run out of it mid-painting and I have to remix a color, and it's never quite the same, and it's a lot of work too. So I honestly prefer and should like put my feelings aside and make enough that I'm sure I'm not gonna run out of it. So I just made it to the studio for the first color tattoo in over a year now, and also just the second one in my style of colors of painting. So I'm incredibly nervous and excited. I'm here like half an hour earlier because I want to mix these colors to perfection and have everything super set up before she gets here. So I'm gonna get going. and tomorrow I will have no tattoos. There are tattoo-free days. And then I have like 4 days of tattooing. So I want to take this painting as far as possible between these 2 days. So this is a beautiful afternoon with this sun, and I'm aware I have weird shades from my window on my face, but I would love to finish the painting honestly, but if I'm realistic, that's probably not gonna happen. But I'm gonna push it as much as I can, and I'm gonna enjoy it as much as I can. I do really like this one. I feel like it's different from my usual paintings. I was attempting some glittery effect, maybe some like, I do usually play with a neon effect, but this time I wanted to make it more sparkly and not just like one neon light bouncing from one side, but more like sparkly neon effect. I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but I do like how it's coming out. It's more abstracted and surrealistic than usual too, so I understand if you don't see what it is yet, or if you don't see it at all. I'm really playing with that. It's up to interpretation, but yeah, let's go paint. So it's the second day of painting before the tattoo marathon, and I actually have just 2 hours to paint right now because I have to get other work done before these tattoos. So I'm just gonna enjoy of these 2 hours of relaxing. Probably gonna put some audiobook, and I'm planning to go through this area right here. If I can finish till here in these 2 hours, would be amazing. I always try to overestimate what I'm gonna be able to do, but we'll try. But I'm gonna focus over here. I just made it to the studio. It's a bit hot, and also I brought the chair up to the studio that I just got, so I'm a bit like overheated. But anyways, yesterday was a quite productive painting session actually. I did make it to finish what I was planning to finish, and now I have a tattoo of a shepherdess woman in like an Art Nouveau style with an Art Nouveau frame that she picked. So I'm very excited, and I'm gonna get setting up for tattooing. Close to finishing this painting. I'm about to start with this little part over here, and then it's done. headed to the studio. That means the tattoo studio, since the painting studio is at home. You can probably see the painting behind me, and I put it there because I have to take it tomorrow to a town that is like an hour away from here for a jewelry show that starts in November, and it's like the whole month. She and other two smaller paintings got in, so the two smaller paintings I'm just gonna put like here, but I just wanted to get her there first. And I'm excited for today's tattoo because it is the second session. I already showed you the first one, but it is this calf tattoo, like whole calf tattoo, based on one of my very first oil paintings. That was this like Renaissance Greek statue that it's like cut open in half and there are tentacles coming out, like if these tentacles lived inside it, and then when it cracked open they just like started coming out. So I did like a new version of it for this tattoo that I think it will look better. Also, I have improved. I feel my skills are better since I did that painting, so I knew I could do a better job. At first I was just gonna do the painting because that's what he asked, but then I was like, I know I can do better now, so I probably should, and I did. And it took me like so many hours, probably 8 hours to do the design alone, so tattooing it is gonna be way more than 8 hours. But yeah, the so exciting thing, not only what I just said, which is exciting on its own, is that this is the first time that I'm gonna do shading with stippling in a tattoo. So I used to draw a lot using this, even when I very started, that I was only doing geometric stuff and not realistic stuff at all. I would use a lot of like dot by dot like effect to create shading, and my brain always loved it. I did it more than for the results, more because I liked doing it. It would just calm me down and make me feel so good. And then this drawing that he saw of that painting that I did years ago had that stippling shading, and he loved it. And I was like, it's gonna take forever to do it out on skin, and he's like, I don't mind, I want it. So I never even thought of doing it because like I have done some stippling shading, but on smaller stuff, not like a whole piece of only stippling shading. And it's not like, you know, whip shading that you do with tattooing, where you slow your machine and when you move it fast it just does the stippling, and that's like faster, but it's a not completely, but it's definitely a different effect than actually doing it dot by dot. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I'm really excited to see how it looks. I feel like it should heal and like age so much better than other shadings, because it is basically made out of like lines and like individual dots with solid black ink, no gray wash at all. So it should be probably the best technique when it comes to aging, I feel. So that's good. And yeah, today I'm gonna do from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. whatever we have, like whatever we can get done in those 5 hours we will do. I'm planning on starting with filling in the solid black parts today, and then do whatever shading I manage to do before 8 p.m. and that will be today's session. So yeah, wish me luck. finished the painting. It's been a few days. I'll bring a plastic first. So it's dry to the touch, which means it's ready to varnish. At least with the varnish that I use, that is the gambling one, you don't have to wait 3 months, you just have to wait for the oil to be dry to the touch, which it is. So I'm using this one from Gambling, that it's Gambar Gloss, so it has a very glossy finish. I actually bought the satin one, but I'm waiting for this one to run out to try it out. Because I do like how this one looks, but I feel like it's too shiny, especially in like camera, like the light bounces out too much, like it reflects too much. So that's why I want to, they also have like a matte one, I think that's too much. So I think this satin one might be on point. I'm using this brush, which is a varnish brush by Treacle, collaboration with Gambling.
What?
Okay guys, this is how it looks finished. Here she is, finished, varnished, framed. The frame in this case is definitely part of the art. The art was made for this composition with, you know, the grading here and this framing it, and I painted the frame with black too. So yeah, I actually love how it looks. This might be my favorite piece so far. So I'm up close so you can appreciate like the texture and the colors, the shine of the varnish. I think I might even frame this palette. Okay guys, so now that I finished this piece, I think it is a good point to leave this blog. I think it's a perfect finish for it. I think it started with this painting. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I will have this original painting on my Etsy shop. I have the link in the description. I also will have prints in my Redbubble shop, also link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this vlog and see you on the next one.